What's up everyone? Today I'm going to go over some mistakes I've seen while leveling and how to avoid them. It's one thing to level slowly and enjoy yourself, but I already know some of you just want to go as fast as possible. Here are some mistakes I've seen and done myself while leveling, so hopefully they help you out. By the way, I've saved the most important mistake for the end, so if you're going to skip through, make sure you check that one out no matter what. Mistake number 1, forgetting to pick up triports. In Lost Ark, triports are like waypoints that you can activate, letting you teleport to them later on. There's nothing worse than having a quest send you across the map and seeing that you forgot to pick up the triport, then having to walk all the way over there again. While playing through the story, there are almost 0 triports you can skip, so if you're not sure, make sure you activate them all along the way. Some of them are even worth going out of your way to activate, since they'll end up saving you time down the road. If you're not sure, it's always a safe bet to pick up a nearby triport. Mistake number 2, trying to click on an NPC instead of hitting G. This may seem like a small one, but it can actually be really useful, especially when you go to Tortoik. The NPCs there are actually tiny, so I know a few newbie friends who had trouble clicking on them. You can talk to any NPC by going near them and hitting G, so don't waste your time trying to click on them. This is especially useful if the NPC is surrounded by other players, since you won't be able to click on them. Mistake number 3, not using your spacebar and movement skills. Every class has a dodge that they can use by hitting the spacebar. You can use this ability even in town, and it helps you get around way faster, especially in places where you can't use your mount, like dungeons. Most classes also have some kind of movement ability, usually with a level 4 tripod that increases the speed or distance of that skill. Make sure you pick that up and use any movement skills off cooldown, which will save you tons of time in the long run. Mistake number 4, waiting for respawns. There'll be times in Lost Ark where you need to loot a specific item or kill an elite mob. If there are lots of players, which there should be on launch week, this can be a huge pain. Instead of waiting around for the respawn, use the channel selector above your minimap and hop to another less populated channel. There's a good chance the monster item will be there if you're lucky. Mistake number 5, forgetting to equip items. As you play through the story, if you have the free pet, it will automatically vacuum up items for you. Since you'll be focused on going fast, it's easy to forget about all the items that it picks up. Make sure you open your inventory when you can and check if there are any upgrades you can equip. Items that are better will have a blue arrow on them. It's especially important to equip better weapons when you find them. Mistake number 6, not checking the map. You should always be checking the map to see where you need to go. If you click the little compass icon by the quest name, it will open the big map and show you the objective destination. This is especially true when you leave a dungeon, because it can save you tons of time on loading screens, especially if you have a slower computer. Normally, there are 2 ways you should leave a dungeon: Song of Escape and teleporting to a triport. Song of Escape always puts you at the entrance to a dungeon, while using a triport will take you back to that waypoint. By checking the map, you can see where you need to go. If the quest needs you to go back to the dungeon entrance, use Song of Escape. If it tells you to go elsewhere, use the closest triport. Mistake number 7, doing more than you need to. A lot of the time, you don't actually need to kill every monster, especially in dungeons. Always check the map and head to the highlighted area before doing anything, skipping the monsters on the way. For dungeons, I like to run until I hit a wall before turning around and killing the monsters needed to open the blocked path. In a dungeon, monsters you aggro will basically follow you forever, so you can just turn around and AoE everything at once instead of killing everything individually and wasting time. Mistake number 8, saving your potions. The game gives you tons of potions while leveling up, and you should use them liberally when you take damage. Since these potions become less and less effective as you level up, there's no point in saving them because they'll become worthless later on. But you have to be careful. There are 2 types of potions in this game: regular potions and raid potions. Regular potions are the ones that go on your top action bar and heal you over time. These are the ones you should use since they can only be used during non-raid content. Raid potions can only go on your battle items bar and heal you for a % of your max HP. These ones are valuable and you'll be using these during raids, so you should definitely save them. Now the next couple things I'll talk about are continent specific. A lot of leveling fast comes down to how familiar you are with the quests and knowing what the game wants you to do. So I'll just cover some common newbie mistakes. The first one is not using the ladybug mount in Tortoik. When you first go to Tortoik, the first island after you get your boat, you won't be able to use your regular mount. After doing some quests, you'll unlock a ladybug mount that can be used only on that island. Make sure you use that mount instead of walking back and forth. This will save you tons and tons of time. Second mistake I see is not doing all the side quests in Arthetine. This is the desert continent after Changhun. If you've looked around at all on how to level fast, People will tell you to only do main story quests until Arthetine, then do side quests as well starting from this continent. What they don't tell you is that you actually need to do every side quest there, not just a few. An easy way to check if you did enough is by clicking P when the game tries to send you to Vern. You should be level 49.5 to have enough XP. I'll give a disclaimer though, this advice was mostly true before the latest Nostalgia patch. We don't know yet if we'll have this patch on NA and EU release, but even post Nostalgia, you still need to do most of the side quests here. If you're not sure, it's better to do them and have more XP than realize you don't have enough and have to backtrack. Lastly, in the same continent, a big mistake I see is not getting on the mech in the heart of Crater dungeon. There's a dungeon that requires you to get on a mech partway through. This does crazy damage compared to your character, and it may not always be obvious to get on since the game doesn't actually force you in order to proceed through the dungeon. Players that miss the mech the first time will basically be stuck in this dungeon, so make sure you jump on and pay attention to the prompts that appear on your screen. That about wraps it up for my mistakes video, except one. Of course, there's plenty more tips and mistakes left, so leave me a comment to tell me what you guys found or made mistakes on. But before I go, here's the biggest mistake of all. Don't let someone else tell you how to play the game, including me. Lost Ark is extremely fun and you should definitely experience it the way you want to. I make these videos for the people that want to watch them, and if you like to play the game your way, that's what you need to do. Don't feel pressured to optimize everything. Anyway, that's it for me today. Subscribe and all that, or don't. This has been IU, and until next time, bye you.